Bishop go over. We do honor each and every one of you. But most of all today, I give the Lord praise. Since you can celebrate Jesus, for without him I am nothing. I'm like a ship without a sail. Very quickly, Genesis chapter number 12, very quickly. Genesis chapter number 12. I know that this is a youth service, and I don't know if this is so much tailored to the youth as it is a word to the house tonight. While you're getting it, why don't you just shake somebody's hand and say, neighbor, I see you in the future. And you're in a lot better than you do today. Shake somebody else's hand and say, neighbor, I know it's been rough. I know you've been going through, but I see you in your future. And you look a lot better than you do right now. If anybody believe that your next place is better, why don't you just scream out, Genesis chapter number 12, I'm going to read 4 verses in your hearing. It says, now the Lord hath said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation. And I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Verse number 4, so Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him. And Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. I want to talk to you this morning for a few moments from this subject. You can't stay here and be great. You can't stay here and be great. Would you just grab your neighbor's hand, the one that's sitting close to you, and declare these words into their life. Say, neighbor, there's greatness in you. Grab somebody else and say, neighbor, there's greatness in you. Aren't you glad this afternoon out of 6,840,507 people in the world that God chose you and singled you out from among your family members, from among your co-workers, from among your classmates, from among your friends, that he might reserve people for himself, among whom his true worship might be maintained until the coming of Christ. If you would just take a few moments and high five somebody and say, baby, you're a part of God's history. You're a part of God's history. Don't be quiet on me because I'll sit down in a few minutes. Great by definition is to be very large in sight. It's the number and intensity. It is to be excellent. It is to be important or to become famous. And while the world is lopsided in its opinion as to whether or not greatness can be born or made, we the people of God, the blood-washed believers, can say with an assurity that there's greatness within us. Whether it be by genetics or whether it be by natural ability, many Bible authors have left on record that we can rise and become great. If I was to call one of the authors to the podium right now, I will call Brother David to the podium. And David will let us know that many will be our afflictions, but the Lord promised to deliver us out of them all. When we look back over our lives, it's quite possible, and perhaps for some, it's even probable for the rest that we would like to change some things in our lives. Has anybody ever sat down at the kitchen table and said, if I could redo that, I would just do it a little bit differently? If I had a chance to say it over, I might not would have said it that way. We would like to be able to undo some of the underhandedness that has been done to us. Some of us want to cancel some of the craziness and erase some of the errors that has taken place in our life. However, life does not afford us the opportunity to put the tape on rewind who was later to become Abraham.